Hello again. I might be repeating myself just a bit, but I want to make sure I cover everything. I was saying in my last portion of the video that Mary also had very strong ties to her family and really received emotional support from her family. And post-divorce, she did reestablish a strong network of friends. While she socially no longer had the role she had when she was married to her husband and the many friendships that she had as a result of the marriage, she did establish new ones with new people and reestablish some of her old ones. And she did particularly note one older woman who really took her under her wings and was a huge source of emotional support for her at that time. Another article that was relevant to me at this stage for Mary was from the Journal of Divorce and Remarriage. It's called Predicting Adjustment to Divorce from Social Support and Relational Quality in Multiple Relationships. And in the article, the author focuses on three factors which she believes lead to a positive adjustment to divorce. And they are social support, supportive communication, and individual characteristics. And regarding social support, she examines three relationships that a divorcee would have, one being with her ex-spouse, one with her family, and one with her friends. And that adjustment to divorce is both an emotional and a social process, which influences the divorcee's self-esteem, detachment from the marital relationship, and the rebuilding of social relationships, and also the processing of emotions that she would have, such as grief, anger, and trust. Also, the article states or explains that adjustment is indicative of the ability to function appropriately within the family, the work, and social frameworks. And it also importantly points to the development of an independent identity that is not tied to the former marriage or the former spouse. And when I think about Mary and the resolution of her psychosocial crisis, I can't ignore innate qualities that she has of really enjoying people and of being a curious person. So the other theory that I would use to look at Mary based on parts of our conversations that we had about other stages of her life, I would describe her as having a secure attachment. And I would say that throughout her life, she had been active and acted confidently with people around her. She had been open when she was younger to having a relationship, and she did believe that she had a healthy relationship with her husband. And after the initial shock of the divorce, she really did seem to display emotional regulation and the ability to adapt to her new life. And since her divorce, she really has continued to maintain and also create healthy relationships. All of this, I would point to her secure attachment. And she puts an immense value on her family and her friendships. But she also really clearly demonstrates that she is not afraid to be alone. And I would describe Mary as being independent without being isolated. And she has never remarried, but she has always been actively engaged with family and with friends throughout her life. So regarding limitations to the attachment theory, I think the most serious limitation for this is that it fails to recognize the other profound influences on someone's life, such as social class, gender, ethnicity, culture, and how they act on personality development, which I really do think accounts for much of Mary's resolution of her crisis. I think that for her, her social circles and her economic circumstances were just extremely significant to her development and resolution of the crisis. And I think it's also important to point out that she did enjoy generally good health and that she, as I think I said before, really enjoyed people and is a curious intellectual individual. So I would not say that the fact that Mary has or had a secure attachment would not be a factor in understanding her, but I believe that attachment theory would place too great of an emphasis on that. So today, Mary is in stage 8, and I do not see her facing any sort of despair. I do see her as having a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment in her life. Scheduling the interview was actually the toughest part of this whole process because she is so busy. She is full of social commitments, athletic pursuits, intellectual pursuits, and ongoing charity work and political activism. So thank you very much for listening to my project. And here are my references, and thanks very much. Bye.